I want to talk about a simple hack that makes the law of attraction work a whole lot better. So, first of all, let's talk about how the law of attraction works. Most people they're afraid to even articulate their goals. So, they're vague, they're not clear, they're not giving clear instructions. So, doing law of attraction work, creating your vision board, really visualizing clearly what it would be like to have the thing that you want, that's really powerful. That's great. Please do that. But the thing that a lot of people miss is that we have this part of our beingness, our mind and our emotions, it's tied into our survival mechanism. And so we have all kinds of stuff stored in there. And when we think of a goal, and we think of that goal really clearly, but the mind is saying, yeah, but we don't have it, and it feels bad that you don't have it, or it tells you that, you're never going to succeed, you don't know how to do it. And when you're doing affirmations or making vision boards, over time, if you just keep saying the positive thing, eventually it does kind of overwhelm the negative thoughts. But to me, that's just not there's something more efficient that you can do, because these negative thoughts and feelings are things that we somehow created, usually at a younger age. And you don't need to know when, this is not psychoanalysis, but when you look at your goal, listen quietly, like write down your goal saying like, I allow myself to have, this beautiful new house, and then just write that down, then just listen to what your mind is telling you about why you can't have it, why it won't work, why you're too stupid, or why you tried before and it failed. Any one of those things, and you write the first thing down. And those are like little psychic wounds. We want to heal those. And the way you do it is by giving it love, because it's part of you. So if you say, I allow myself to have a new house, and then your mind says, yeah, but you're never going to find the money to do that. And just say, I love you to that, because there's a feeling, that feeling of failure before you even started. Now, these thoughts and feelings are not true, because they're all about the past, and they're projections into the future. So all you have to do is give them love and notice it's like, okay, you'll never get the money. I love you. You're too stupid. I love you. And just say, I love you over and over again to those things that your mind has to say, the commentary. And the reason this is so important is because if we're using the law of attraction to project into the universe what we do want, but at the same time the mind is telling us that we don't want it, like your mind might say, yeah, but if you got a new house, you're going to spend too much time repairing it, or there'll be problems, the plumbing won't work, right? So that's a counter, it's like a de-affirmation. So on the one hand, you're affirming that you want the house, and yet we have internal resistance to the things that we say we want. And so giving love to those internal resistance things, that activity allows your affirmations to really work much more effectively. So this is the most simple technique I can give you, just saying I love you, and really loving that part of you that you don't want to hear. Because a lot of people do these kind of techniques to manifest their dreams. When the mind says something negative, they just say, shut up, and they're mean to themselves. And so the law of attraction is not going to work so well if you're mean to yourself and you're trying to suppress the part of you that wants to be heard, that's afraid of succeeding, or that doubts your ability to succeed. So instead of trying to suppress those thoughts, just give them love. And in my Make My Nut mentoring group, I'll teach you this in a more advanced way. But if you never join the group, you can use this technique on all kinds of things. Just write your goal, listen to what your mind has to say about it, and just say, I love you over and over again until you feel that part of you begin to heal and begin to get settled. Because whatever's telling you that you're going to fail, that's just an old survival-based wound in your psyche, and it wants some love and attention, and it wants to know that you're not going to do something to hurt yourself. And that's good, because the whole point of your mind is to keep you from hurting yourself. It's there to keep you alive. And why does that work? I've explained in other videos. It's the same thing. You're 2 years old, you touch a hot stove, then you learn that stoves are hot, because we don't have instinctive behavior. We're not born knowing that stoves are hot, but we don't want to forget it either. So that one day you get the knowledge that's going to serve you your whole life. You're never going to touch a stove that way again. Because you know at a very deep and even subconscious level that stoves are hot. And so all of our self-defense mechanisms come into that same channel. And a lot of these things, maybe they made sense when they got planted in there, where we made little decisions when we're 3 or 5 or 8 or 20 or whatever. We made some, we had some really deep experience, and it's like, God, I don't want that to happen again. We just burn that into our subconscious. But sometimes those things don't apply. Like if you're trying to create you're trying to achieve a goal or create something you've never done before, these things will start chiming in and saying, well, don't try that. It's dangerous. Look what happened the last time you tried. So those things need some tender, loving care. They're part of you. If a child came to you with a fear or, a scratch on their, bleeding finger, you would give it love. You wouldn't say, shut up, go away. At least if you're a good parent, you give that child love. And we want to give our own self love for those little things that come up when we try to imagine having those goals. If we listen carefully, we look at ourselves in the mirror, we're going to see that we've got some noise going on. We've got some reasons why we don't really want it, or reasons why we think we can't have it. And when you give those things love, they heal, they reconcile, and you can make an agreement with yourself. It's like, you know what? I'm not the same person I was back then. I'm willing to give this a shot. And that's what really makes, the law of abundance, the law of attraction, these things. That's what makes it work. That's what makes it work much faster than just solely doing affirmations and visualizations. Like cleaning up all the resistance. That just makes the whole process go way faster. So thanks a lot. If you like what I'm saying here, feel free to join my Make My Nut mentoring group, and we'll do a lot more work specifically on your life's passions and goals and dreams.